WVUA News at 6, new uncertainty surrounds Alabama's prepaid affordable college tuition program, and now some students are wondering if they'll be able to attend college. Plus, hear why former Chief Justice Roy Moore believes he should be given a second chance to lead the state Supreme Court.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Hi there, I'm Lynn Brooks. Philip Coleman has the night off. An Alabama Circuit Court judge has ruled a law about the Alabama PACT program constitutional, and now the Alabama Supreme Court must decide if the state may reduce payments out of the prepaid affordable college tuition program. Meanwhile, some students at the University of Alabama are now worried about what all this means for their future. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman takes a look in tonight's top story.
It's helped me tremendously. My parents would not have been able to afford college tuition. I would have had to have found other ways to pay for my college.
Rashawn Henner's parents began investing in PACT when she was still a newborn back in 1990, and it's for that reason that she can graduate this December.
Because I was one of the first to get it, I was guaranteed. And I feel really bad. It's so unfortunate that these people that invested later are not going to be able to get that, but I'm very thankful that it came through for me.
Other students weren't so lucky and now worry if they could even stay at the university.
I would have to take less credit hours, get a job, which I couldn't handle. I probably wouldn't be able to go to school here.
Jonathan Brazelton's parents thought they were doing the right thing and investing in their children's futures.
They're obviously mad because they put so much money into it when they were young and out of college, so they didn't get to keep the money they were earning. They were paying for their future children.
However, there are some options for students who are left holding the bill.
We have an online option for students where they can apply directly online for what's called our student choice loans, and it's just like a regular student loan. Is just done through a different program.
Teresa Taylor, a loan specialist at Alabama Credit Union, says it's not hard to get approved.
As long as they've been working somewhere at least 6 months to a year, perhaps, they will probably qualify. It just depends on how much they're requesting. And sometimes even a co-signer, such as their parents, may be an option.
In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
No word right now on when or if the Alabama Supreme Court will consider the PACT case. The Tuscaloosa VA Medical Center is attracting national attention for its quality of service. The VA's inpatient psychiatric program was recognized by the Joint Commission as a top performer on key quality measures for 2011. VA spokesperson Damon Stevenson told us the hospital is among 620 in the U.S. to earn this high honor.
Each hospital is recognized by the Joint Commission of having a core program that they're measured on, and our core program is inpatient psychiatry programs.
Officials say the list of top performers increased more than 50% from its debut last year. Former Alabama Chief Justice and current candidate Roy Moore stopped in West Alabama today. He spoke at a meeting of the Tuscaloosa County Republican Women. Moore talked about a variety of topics, among those the upcoming presidential election and the need to create more jobs. He also spoke about his own candidacy for a job he was removed from back in 2003. Moore says he feels the people of Alabama still support him.
It was about a constitutional issue. That's one thing that perhaps the public didn't understand at the time. It was about the meaning of the Constitution, First Amendment, the recognition of the sovereignty of God, which has not changed and never will change, is something that we've got to understand why that's important. And I think a lot of people thought it was just a religious thing, but it was much more than that. It was much more about the Constitution than people realize.
Moore will take on Robert Vance for the Chief Justice position. That's coming up in the November election. Thousands of Alabama fans are making plans to head to T-Town this weekend. The Alabama Crimson Tide, of course, getting ready to take on Florida Atlantic. We have a live look over Bryant-Denny Stadium from our WVUA tower camera. This is where the Tide will hit the gridiron against the Owls. Kickoff for this one, 4 p.m. The game is pay-per-view. It will also be carried on the radio on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And of course, WVUA is the place to start your football Saturdays. You don't want to miss Crimson Tide kickoff Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Gary Harris will have all your game day coverage, special guests, and also a breakdown of the matchup. And of course, lots of feature stories on the Tide. You can catch it every Saturday morning during football season here on WVUA. And before you cheer on the Tide on Saturday, get your football fix tomorrow night, Football Friday, right after our 10 p.m. news. Gary Harris and the entire WVUA sports team brings you all the highlights from West Alabama's biggest games. That cranks up tomorrow night, 10:35. The University of Alabama softball team is getting ready to celebrate its national championship. Very exciting. An official celebration is set for tomorrow night at Rhodes Stadium. Organizers say the first 3,000 fans will get a national championship poster. In addition, the first 1,000 fans will be handed bracelets that say, "Finished it." The gates open at 7:30, and following the celebrations on Friday, the ladies will be presented with their national championship rings during the halftime of Bama's football game.